FTX Crypto Cup, Carlsen and Prag neck and neck in round 4, recognizing chess positions, 5 reasons to watch the rapid finals, and the Tom Brady of chess. All today on ChessWire. Good morning. Welcome to ChessWire. I'm your host, Adam Carter, with your morning news. Today is Thursday, August 18th, 2022. Please feel free to leave your chats, comments, suggestions in the chat, and I will get to you after the news is done. Remember to follow and subscribe. I'll be doing a drawing for every 200 new followers or 20 new subscriptions for a year premium membership to Chess24 or a year diamond membership to chess.com. Your choice. And now to your morning headlines. Watch the Tom Brady of chess compete in Miami Beach. Magnus Carlsen, a 31-year-old from Norway who's been dubbed the Tom Brady of chess, has been the world champion to beat since 2011. Through August 21st, he and 7 other top-ranking chess players are facing off at the Eden Rock, Miami Beach during the FTX Crypto Cup, part of the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, a circuit that launched in 2020. State of play. To no surprise, Carlsen holds the number 1 spot this year on the Meltwater Tour, which is part of a series from his chess games and events company Play Magnus. In July, Carlsen said he was not motivated and dropped out of the tournament that determines the World Championship, thus giving up his title, but he'll continue playing competitive chess in other formats. Lately, he's also been getting into professional poker. Ka-ching! Players at the FTX Crypto Cup will battle for $210,000 in prize money, the largest pot on this year's tour, plus an additional $100,000 tied to the price of Bitcoin. Online fans can open a crypto wallet and get a key that will let them play games and win prizes. What they're saying: chess is a game open to everyone and anyone, much like blockchain technology, which provides financial opportunities to everyone from those on the institutional scale to the unbanked. Sam Bankman-Fried, CEO and founder of the crypto exchange company and the Miami tournament sponsor FTX, said in a news release last month. Carlsen and Prag neck and neck going into round 4. Magnus Carlsen and Indian star Ramesh Babu Pragnaganya are neck and neck on a perfect 9 out of 9, after both won their FTX Crypto Cup matches today. Norway's world champion overpowered Levon Aronian in a classic encounter that saw some thrilling fighting chess before the 31-year-old sealed a 2.5 to 1.5 win. Prag, bidding his first Meltwater Champions Chess Tour title, wasn't at his best against an aggressive opponent in Hans Niemann, but still ground out 3 points with a final game win. Niemann had shown he meant business as he got off to a winning start against the 17-year-old joint leader, but Prag struck back with a game Grandmaster Peter Liko called a fantastic positional masterpiece. It meant Niemann, as he did yesterday against Carlsen, had surrendered a hard-fought lead immediately. A draw in the third left the match hanging on the final game, which could have gone either way before Niemann made a fatal blunder. Carlsen, meanwhile, played another offbeat opening in the first game, this time with the black pieces, and then slowly took over to win in 69 moves. 2 tense draws followed before in a sharp final game. Carlsen clinched all 3 points with a draw. The champion got the result he needed after throwing caution to the wind by sacrificing his queen. Carlsen could have played safely, but said he decided to take the bull by the horns. He added, "Truth be told, I feel like I escaped more than I just crushed him today. But it was a lot of fun. It was very, very interesting, very, very tense match, and the result is great." Vietnam's Liam Quang Le picked up his first points of the tournament with a quick 2.5 to 0.5 win over the dangerous Pole Jan-Christoph Duda. Liam stormed into a 2-0 lead before finding himself deep in trouble in the final game, but still managed to salvage the draw he needed to take the match. Defeat capped a bad day for Duda, whose challenge in the tournament was dented. Liam, meanwhile, was able to hit the beach early. The last match to finish was Anish Giri versus Alireza Fajora, which went to tiebreaks after 4 straight draws. Gary battled out a draw in the first blitz game, and then the second swung both ways before also ending in a draw. It meant an Armageddon game, but the final decider ended in heartbreak for Giri, who fell apart under time pressure and lost the match. He did pick up 1 point, though, to get off the mark, while Fajora took 2. Round 4 of the round-robin event starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Each match will be played over 4 rapid games with blitz tiebreaks in case of a 2-2 draw. All the action will be broadcast on Chess24 with a choice of commentary from our Also team of David Howell, John Vanka, Huska, and Kaja Schneer, or from Peter Lako and Tanya Shachkedev. ChessBase, recognizing chess positions, Frederick Friedel. How fast and reliably can strong chess players recognize chess positions? How good are world-class grandmasters at identifying games? And how do they compare with amateurs in this respect? The very successful science and engineering channel Veritasium has picked up this subject and made a very interesting video on it, to which we add our own research conducted almost 40 years ago. Veritasium is a channel of science and engineering videos featuring experiments, expert interviews, cool demos, and discussions with public about everything science. Its YouTube channel is hugely successful. It has between 5 and 90 million views per episode. This week, Veritasium did a very interesting episode on what it takes to become an expert in many different areas of life. One of them is chess, and there is a wonderfully lucid description of the processing of chess by the human brain. It is well worth watching. Especially interesting is the comparison of experts and amateurs. Interesting for me, since I conducted similar research almost 40 years ago, that I would like to share with you in this article. I need to start with some background. In the late 1970s, I was a science journalist making documentaries for German television. One day I suggested to my boss that we make a report on how computers could play chess. It was very successful, and the other German channel asked me to do a similar report. This time we decided to concentrate on the difference between human and computer thinking. For that, we needed subjects. So I invited a young boy, a very talented young boy, to come to Hamburg and to play in a tournament which was going to be staged there. His parents agreed to send him alone. Since I volunteered to put him up in my house and look after him, he had just turned 15, and I arranged for Lufthansa to chaperone him when he had to change planes at the airport in Dusseldorf. When I picked him up in Hamburg, I looked around for a little boy, but was greeted by an almost 6-foot-tall lad. This was the teenager Nigel Short, with whom I did a lot of filming and a lot of experience. He became a familiar friend and returned to visit maybe 20 times. It was always a great deal of fun. For the second TV documentary, I did a fair bit of research on how the human brain processes the game of chess. I discussed it with the Dutch scientist Adrian de Groot, who was the world's leading expert in the cognitive analysis of chess masters. In the 1940s to 60s, he had conducted tests and described his results in a famous book, Het Denken van den Schaker. Adrian Wright helped me to design the experiments we would conduct for the documentary in Hamburg. For the TV documentary, I used Nigel as a subject, and while he stayed at our home, I conducted a number of experiments with him. He became my prime object of research. My experiments would proceed as follow. I would set up a position on the dining table and then call Nigel, who was typically strumming a guitar in the living room. As he approached, I would, stopwatch in hand, watch his eyes. As soon as they hit the chessboard, I would start the watch, and the moment he reacted, said anything, I would press lap. If it was, you want me to look at this position, I would wait until he said something position specific, like Doesn't bishop take pawn win? Then I would stop the watch. I discovered that it took Nigel between 5 and 20 seconds to solve most tactical problems I set up for him. I would also use chess books showing him a position while covering the solution with my thumb. This picture is from a book I still own where I noted that Nigel found the key Queen H6 in 3.8 seconds. I also tested his honesty. I would occasionally set up a position I had shown him a year earlier. He would inevitably say, "Hang on, haven't you shown me this before?" While conducting these experiments, I discovered something quite remarkable. Sometimes the reaction came in less than 1 second. He would recognize a once-seen position almost instantly. I told some researchers in the psychology department of the University of Hamburg about this, and they explained patiently that what I was describing could not possibly be correct. It was cognitively impossible for a human being to identify a chess position with over 20 pieces on the board in less than a second. They started to analyze me. They told me that it often occurred that researchers exaggerated their findings out of pure enthusiasm for the subject material. It was clear that I had not been timing Nigel accurately, so I invited them to come over to my house and test the lad themselves. They did, bringing a chess-savvy psychologist along and ran tests on the lines described above. They showed Nigel positions from obscure East German games and asked him to find winning moves. He did that in seconds, and they spent the afternoon wondering if there was some trick involved. According to their understanding of the cognitive functioning of the brain, Nigel could have not done what he just did. A group of bewildered scientists left my house. To scientists and the TV audience, I tried to explain that Nigel was not scanning 24 or more pieces. He was seeing 5 or 6 super pieces on the board. These are chunks or configurations that make sense. The 10 pieces here do not need to be individually scanned. A single glance will tell the master it is a fianchettoed bishop in front of a castled king, and if it came after a 1d4 opening. The master sees this instantly and equally quickly draws conclusions. The knight is defending the d pawn, the bishop is potentially defending the e4 square, as well as attacking b7 and the rook on a8, etc. Very strong chess players have a vocabulary of tens of thousands of such chess words, which they recognize and employ with great virtuosity. So what is it like for an amateur chess player to be confronted with the same task? We showed absolute beginners the same positions that Nigel had solved in seconds, and in fact used an optical scanning device to track their eye movement. They were indeed looking at all individual pieces and seeing nothing, and they could not solve the tactics. On the other hand, the eyes of the World Championship candidate Andres Adorian moved around the board in general, pausing on piece clusters, but also on empty areas. In one experiment, picture above, he said, "This is very easy," and proceeded to execute the combination in which he used the a1 rook, which he had never directly looked at. In addition, we gave Andres random positions with no chess meaning, e.g. with pawns on the first rank, with a right king somewhere in the middle of the enemy pieces to look at for 5 seconds. Then we asked him to reconstruct the position on a separate board. The result? He got just 5 or 6 pieces right, almost exactly the same number as rank amateurs were able to remember from meaningful chess positions. To make all this clear to my audience, I conducted the following experiment. I told them to watch the screen where I would flash 26 letters of the alphabet for 5 seconds. After they were to write down as many of the letters they could remember, then the following appeared on the screen. The postman came and delivered. Of course, the audience did not need 5 seconds to memorize all 26 letters and the positions. They could do it immediately and flawlessly. The reason was that they were not memorizing individual letters, but words. I then asked them to complete the sentence. They immediately came up with meaningful suggestions, a letter, a parcel, etc. And I praised them for being grandmasters of language. What they did was similar to what Nigel was doing on the chessboard. To give the audience an impression of what chess felt like to an amateur, I flashed the following string of letters on the screen for 5 seconds. Postumus Tuli Ja Tomaiti. This time, they could only memorize a few letters, like post and Tully. And they certainly couldn't complete the sentence, which was in Finnish. They were in the position of a chess master who could only remember 5 or 10 pieces and didn't have a chance finding the winning move. My experiments with Nigel remain instructive and illuminating for me to this day. If I still have your attention, you might want to hear me talk about the encounters and experiments described above. It starts by telling you how I got involved in this kind of research and how we presented the results to the German TV audience. Chess.com. 5 reasons to watch the Chess.com Rapid Chess Finals. The 2022 Rapid Chess Champion Finals start tomorrow, which is today. The field of superstars qualifying from the regular season is finally set, with GM Hikaru Nakamura leading the pack. They are now ready to join the 4 invited heavyweights GMs Ding Liren, Ian Napanamachi, Nordbrik Adostorov, and Param Magsudlu to compete for the $150,000 prize fund. There are many reasons to tune in for the finals of the RCC on August 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time. Here are 5 of them. The strongest rapid event we've ever had. Nearly the entire field of the RCC finals has peaked above the 2,700 rating barrier and earned the unofficial title of Super Grandmaster. To put it in perspective, how strong that really is, less than 130 players in history have ever crossed that mark. The power field of players, coupled with the event's rapid time control, will surely give everyone some of the finest and most exciting online games we've ever seen. Who will be crowned the first Chess.com RCC champion? Tune in to find out. Can Nakamura win yet another Chess.com title? It's no secret that Nakamura is one of the most successful players on Chess.com. He has won the most Title Tuesday events, numerous Arena Kings, and multiple Speed Chess Champion events. If Nakamura wins the Rapid Chess Championship, he will be the only player to win every major Chess.com event in history, all of it while streaming. Will we see a World Championship preview? Joining the finals are the 2 Grandmasters playing in the 2023 World Championship match, Nepomucci and Ding. While not exactly in the same format, a Nepo-Ding RCC matchup would be an exciting prelude to the upcoming battle for the World Championship title happening next year. Watching the reigning Rapid World Champion in action. Abdusattorov is yet another talented player joining the RCC finals. The young Super GM first made waves when he won the 2021 World Rapid Chess Championship. Recently, the prodigy struck again when playing the first board in his country in the 44th Chess Olympiad. He led his team to the gold medal and very recently crossed the 2,700 barrier for the first time. Now, the world will be watching to see how far this young star can go when competing against other chess behemoths in the RCC. The bracket contest to win diamond memberships. While watching the event is exciting, participating in yourself is even better. You can play our RCC bracket contest to win diamond memberships. You can read this article to learn more about the contest and how to participate. Tune in to chess.com/TV or our Twitch channel or youtube.com chesscom live to watch our live broadcast August 18th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, and don't miss a second of the action. And now on to questions, comments, and shout-outs. Only the 7th stream, none today. Would be nice if we could get some people in here watching with their morning coffee. I'd love that. Get some chat going, get some questions or comments about the articles. That would be really wonderful. So please remember to follow and subscribe for every 200 new followers or 20 new subscriptions here on Twitch. I'll be doing a giveaway drawing to chess.com diamond membership for the year or a Chess 24 premium membership for the year, your choice. If you have any articles, stories, interviews, announcements, or like to do an interview on air, please DM me on my Twitter channel at ChessWire. This episode will also be posted later today on YouTube, where you can subscribe there. Thank you for watching and listening to ChessWire. Have a good one.